guys, just a quick one today. As I was planning on a few tutorials, I thought it would be helpful to talk about reference photos. Now, we all know we need decent reference photos, especially for the sort of art that I do, which is animals and pets. If you've got a bad reference photo, it makes it extremely hard to end up with a nice, piece of art at the end of it. Has to be clear, the eye is incredibly important. I'm sure you know all this anyway, but I wanted to talk for those that are just beginning, where to find decent reference photos, because it's not easy. If you're just started, don't know these things. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, one of the best places to look for reference photos is actually online. There are a few free reference photo websites. I have used quite a few. Unsplash. I love Unsplash. You can type anything in the search and you'll get photos that you can use copyright free. Pixabay, Pexels. There are a few, so have a look around online. If I can, I'll put a section in here and just show you one of them as I do it. It's really simple. Just put your search in. Say we were searching for dog, puppy dog. Put that in the search bar. Hit search, have a scroll, I'm sure you'll find something. And these are just really good, especially if you just start. They're good practice places. You can just download the photos, print them out, practice, put them on your pad and practice. They're really good. The other thing that I have found is photographers. Now, obviously, there are lots of photographers about, but I'm specifically talking about wildlife. Now, I didn't really know this, but when I joined Instagram years ago, there are some really helpful people on there. And as the years have gone on, I have followed quite a few photographers that put up beautiful animal photos. Now, you cannot just take a photographer's picture and use it. You will get in trouble. Don't do that. Okay, so what you need to do is just send a message. Just DM, send them an email. Tell them that you're an artist and that you're enjoying their photos and ask their permission if you can use them for reference pictures. I have a few that I use for reference photos that I found mostly through Instagram, some through other artists. And it's just great, as long as you ask permission. Some of them would like you to credit them with their name to say where the picture's gone from, and that's just being polite, isn't it, really? I mean, somebody else has taken a great photo, you've used it to make a great piece of art. The least you can do is let everybody know where the photo came from. But yeah, there are a few, so have a look around. Just keep your eyes open. Follow some photographers. Don't get me wrong, they won't all answer, but you'll find that quite often that they're only too happy for you to use it. It's another way to get their shot out to more people in the form of your artwork. The other place you can have a look is Facebook groups. Now, there are quite a few Facebook groups that have free reference photos. Again, these are usually photographers that join the groups, and they're more than happy for you to use their pictures. I joined a group about 6 months ago, and I'm sure you've seen the German Shepherd that I did, Maya. That came from a free reference Facebook group. And I saw the picture and I was like, oh, it's such a gorgeous dog. And you don't even need to ask. All the photos on there are for you to use. Okay, so I did the picture. I believe it was pastels. I don't think it was pencil, but I did the picture. And I was so pleased with it. And I really wanted to show the lady, the owner of the dog, who had posted the photos. I wanted to show her the picture. And I wasn't the only one that had done this dog. My tablet is restarting behind me. How bizarre. Talking of photos, I'll explain that in a minute. That was weird. I wasn't the only one that had done this particular dog. There were many different drawings, and it's nice to see people do the same drawing in different ways, Some are painted, some are drawn, some are done watercolour. It's lovely. Really nice to see. I managed to find the lady. I did a bit of snooping and tracked her down. And she was a lovely lady called Lynn, who actually lived in Scotland. And we'd only just come back from Scotland at the time. And I said, I've drawn your dog. Can I show you the picture? And she said, oh yes please. So I showed her the picture. She was absolutely blown away. She was so happy and had nothing but nice things to say about this picture, which ultimately was a practice piece for me. So I had nowhere for the picture to go other than my drawer. And I thought, why not send it to the lady, you know, whose dog it is? So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up packaging it up and I posted it off to her. And she couldn't believe that I'd sent her this photo. But like I said, it was just going to sit in my drawer. I would rather she had the original picture. So, you know, it's nice. The lady since added me on Facebook. She's such a lovely lady. And sadly, Maya, the dog, she actually passed away not very long after, unexpectedly. So I'd like to think that the picture that I did, although it wasn't a memorial piece at the time, has helped. So yeah, that's another way. Have a look. Have a look on Facebook. Have a look around the groups. Join the groups. Sometimes you need to wait until they've approved you. And also, there are lots of groups on Facebook that you can post your finished work to, you know, for people to look at. And that's always good as well, to get a little bit of feedback about your pictures and things like that. Just another great way. The final way, which is what that's just reminded me of, is take your own photos. Now, we recently went to Wiltshire on a little trip for a few days in a caravan, and I was determined to find somewhere that had animals there. And I've got to be honest, we pulled up on the caravan site, which was so quiet. There's only a few caravans there. And right there, next to the caravan, literally within a few steps, were sheep. And that was it was just so nice. But the following day we went to a rare breeds farm and I just wanted to take photos. But we did manage to get a few. Unfortunately, technology, as it is, messed up and I lost quite a few photos. My partner took a lot as well. But it was very annoying. I haven't actually managed to put them together yet, but I've got a few video clips that he took of me feeding the animals and talking to the goats. They were comical, really comical. But I am at the moment in the middle of a tutorial for a bumblebee and a flower. And I had a few reference photos before we left, but as we were walking around this farm, there was this huge array of flowers, and I'd not actually seen flowers like it before. They literally were red petal, white petal, red petal, white petal on the same flower. I'd never seen any flowers like that before that were double coloured like that. And the bees absolutely loved these flowers. So we took lots of photos. You know, I said to Phil, I'd like to get bumblebees. Here we were snapping. I think we spent longer snapping away at the bees and the flowers than we did at the animals, to be honest. It was great. We got some great shots. And I am in the middle of a tutorial of one of those photos. So that is another way. You don't have to be a brilliant photographer. Phones these days have got great cameras on them. And, you know, if you know someone that's got a dog or a cat or, you know, something that you'd like to draw, just even for practice, take a photo. I recently did a picture drawing for, I'm sure you've seen the video, for my elderly neighbour. She's not been very well. And I came out the garden one day and her dog, Floyd, was stood up on the wall looking at me. And I ran back indoors and I said to my dog, quick, give me my phone. And I ran out and it was as if he knew I wanted to take his photo, and he stood there and he posed for me. And we were just losing the light and I managed to get a couple of good shots of him. And I ran back indoors. I'm so pleased. And I explained to him that I wanted to do a picture to cheer up the lady next door because she hadn't been very well. And it was the only opportunity I really had to get the picture of the dog. And it turned out great. I did this picture for her just before we went away, actually. And I gave it to her. I was really worried about her because I hadn't seen her for a few days. I finally saw her. I said, I've got something for you. And I went next door and I gave it to her. She gave me a big cover. She was so pleased. And just a few days ago, she showed me the picture that I'd done, which I'd put in a mount for her. But she'd been to the framing shop and she'd got a double mount put on it in a lovely frame. And she said it's hanging up right a place in her living room on the wall. And everybody that goes in pays her a compliment. And it's just cheered her up no end, you know. But if I hadn't have had my phone, you know, and seized the opportunity, I never would have got that picture because the dog don't stand still for more than 2 minutes. But it was lovely, you know, super lovely. And I'm happy to report, she is better now. She's back to herself, full of beans at the ripe old age of 86. She's great. So I just wanted to do this quick one to just talk about reference photos and, you know, how important they are, but also how easy they can be to find if you know where to look. So I hope that's helped somebody. If you're looking for reference photos, I hope that's given you a few extra places to look. And I'm going to get on with filming this tutorial, the second part of this tutorial. This was a bit of an impromptu one. I was just sitting thinking about reference photos indoors, and I remember how difficult I felt it was when I first started. So I really hope this has helped, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!